For USCFootball.com, I'm Keely Eure here with Dan Weber. Instant analysis of fall camp practice number 15. Only shoulder pads today, and it ended on a happier note. Michael Brown was put in a pressure situation, as Helton described. Make the field goal and no team meetings tonight. And obviously, the team was very happy they had no meetings tonight.
Yeah, only surprisingly, Coach Baxter said, I kind of like those meetings. He said, I wanted him to miss it. I don't know that he really meant that because I think he's pretty pleased with how well the kickers have come through Tuesday and Wednesday of this week after everybody, wanting to jump off a building as to how they looked at the end of last week. So I think Baxter is pretty pleased with his two pupils who kind of look like they belong kicking for USC now. Mm-hmm. They're not all the way back, but far enough, a lot farther than they were last Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Helton said he wants to nail down between Michael Brown or Chase Mcgrath. Who do you think so far is in that number one spot?
Probably Michael, just the year experience, and if the closer they are to one another, he misses maybe fewer of those ones that you look and say, why did he miss that one? Where the ball just you get that hook. Some of the time, Chase is dealing with either maybe a backup snapper or a backup holder, so and we're not factoring in all of that, but because we're not watching it on a film. Because I asked Baxter, I said, well, what was your count on the field goals today? And he said, yeah, I don't care. I don't count field goals. He said, I go in and watch them on film, and then I know for sure. He said, so I'm not keeping score out here. And I said, well, it was hard for us where we were to tell for sure on some of those. And he said, I don't even worry about it till I get it and look at the film.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We got to talk to the defense today. A lot of talk about Porter Gustin and how he's just a different type of guy, a different specimen, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see many mountain men here at USC. I mean, they just, they don't, that's a species that doesn't exist. And more guys are talking about, he talked about it. He said, I don't talk, leadership. I don't talk about what you ought to be doing. I just do it. Actions speak louder than words. If that's the way, if they watch me and that's leading, then that's what I'm doing. But he said, and the other guys say, yeah, he's just so himself that, and they find it entertaining almost, and not in a bad way. They're like not laughing at him, they're laughing with him in terms of he's so one of a kind. I mean, they talk about he's here, he's here at 5 in the morning and he's still lifting at night. And I thought Jack Jones had the great quote when he said, well, what does he do when he's not lifting? And he said, he's always lifting. There's no not lifting time for him. And then, and Cam and Uchenna are the triangle of leaders on defense where Cam said, we're kind of completely different from Porter. He said, we're, we do it, and he said it's kind of good that we do it completely different from the way Porter does it because it works together. And Porter said, yeah, I'm completely different from those guys. He says, not to say anything bad about those guys. He said, the way we all do it, it works together. But today was a good day to talk about Porter and, how one of a kind he is.
Yeah, Chris Hawkins was asked, what is Porter like off the field and out of the weight room? And he said, have you seen Hulk Hogan? He's like that. But as far as injury updates go, Velus Jones was in a boot on his left leg, and then Michael Pittman was on a scooter, and as we expected, with his severe ankle sprain, he'll be out for weeks instead of day-to-day.
Right. Velus, I guess, is just a sore foot. McClay said he thinks it was just all the running. He was actually kind of almost running in the boot, and it's day-to-day, so it was just sore, and they just decided to put it in the boot. They're saying it's severe ankle sprain for Michael, and it will be weeks, I think, especially if it's a high ankle sprain. He was moving around well on that electric scooter, and I think and he came out with his helmet on.
He wore his helmet the whole practice.
Yeah, so whether that was a safety thing or just to be part of his teammates. Guys that didn't have helmets on were Andrew Voorhees. And they say, though, they got good news that his back is not anything significant at all, and he'll be back any day now. And I guess I'm trying to think. There was one other, Cole Smith, I think, still has kind of a sore knee, and he also was out of. And I guess James James Tolan also.
And Kenny Bigelow, he was pulled for knee soreness too.
But he actually started, I think, right?
Yeah,
He started. The others didn't get started, but still, they're in pretty good shape. Things are going, pretty well at this point. We saw Clay take some, serious time and throw passes to Daniel Mater-Baby, and he's still got a way to go. He's running. He caught the ball well. He's running his cuts nicely. But as far as the explosiveness, I kind of downgraded. At first I said 70%, and then I'm thinking maybe 60%. He's still has a little bit of a way to go. He could still play like this. He'd be just playing like a slow tight end instead of the Daniel Mater-Baby we're used to. But I thought it was interesting that Clay took the time out and just said, I'm going to work, specifically with you one-on-one and really have a sense of where you are.
Mm-hmm. Looking forward, the next 2 days will kind of be lighter leading up to the scrimmage on Saturday. Chris Hawkins described the scrimmage as very important. He said it's kind of the last chance for the defensive guys to really prove themselves to the coaches.
I think they're kind of locked in already. I think on defense, I think we really have a sense of where they're going to be. On offense, I will say that watching the one-on-one pass rush down there, I'm really impressed with Toa Lobendahn. I just thought he did the best job of anybody. Those guys, those defensive guys, when they're coming off the edge and coming on the outside rush, they are a load. They're really tough. I thought he did the best job, for example, against Porter. And Porter made it really difficult on anybody else trying to block him. But I think that's the place where you're going to see some solidifying in terms of what happens at guard. Other than that, I think we kind of know. I think the guys who've played Toa, Nico, Chuma, Vianney, I think they're pretty much. I think there maybe is that one other spot to determine.
Mm-hmm. This is also kind of the time where captains are named. Do you have any predictions, if you will, of captains?
Well, on defense it's hard because when they immediately, they talk about the triangle of, Porter and Uchenna and Cam, mm-hmm. and then they always say, well, you got to have Chris Hawkins in there for the secondary. So now that's at 4 already. On offense, you would think the quarterback will get a nod, and maybe the center.
Yeah.
And Daniel, a possibility. So this is a team.
Too?
Absolutely. He's so quiet. But yeah, this is a team, where you're starting with about 8 right there. So do they go with the larger number, which they have, at times in the past? I don't know. But this is a team that is probably not lacking for leaders.
Mm-hmm. Which is a good thing.
Yeah, no, very good. They know it. Cam said that was a big part of their attitude this summer is we were going to go out and we were going to lead and we were going to lead hard and push, and that's what they did. That's what we thought we were seeing, how hard they were working at doing that. And he said, absolutely, that was our goal, to really take this team over. And they knew they were going to miss Stevie, and they wanted to make up for that, and I think they did.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's going to wrap it up for day 15 of fall camp. For Dan Weber, I'm Keely Eure. For more, check out uscfootball.com.